Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Good morning to you. It is Monday, May 20th.
Hey, thanks for joining us. We hope you had a wonderful weekend. I know big talk of the town was the Stevie Nicks show.
It was pretty good. She's amazing. Mike Osterage was there with his wife as well. We were just catching about amazing show from a woman who's almost 76 years old.
And she was talking about how they got to town, I guess, a few days early.
And enjoyed hanging out in San Antonio.
They said, yeah, all the restaurants and just kind of playing tourists there for a while. So, yeah, and I'm glad you like the heat because it was hot this weekend. And hope you, well, I don't know if you can get used to it or not, but it is going to stay very hot. We are at 74 degrees right now, well above normal by a good 6 degrees, and the dew point, look at that bottom number, 70. That's actually down a couple of notches compared to where it was at this time yesterday. Yesterday we hit 95. We're going to be topping that later on today up to 96. As far as the aquifer, no surprise here. Went down half a foot, and the allergens, mold is moderate, grass is on the low side. Look at some of these temperatures, and once again, all across the board, we are averaging 5, 6, 7 degrees above normal. Everybody is in the 70s right now. These are low temperatures that we would normally see right around late July, early August, the hottest time of the year. Those are the average temperatures. And again, dew points remain way, way up there in the 60s and 70s. And the humidity is going to stay very, very hot. So blazing hot today, plenty of sunshine. Even a bit hotter tomorrow. We'll have, with the moisture coming in here, maybe a little sprinkle or two in the morning here or there, but making up to 97. Now, once we get into the mid to latter portion of the week, still going to be on the hot side, maybe down a couple of notches. We'll take anything we can get. A stray shower. I put that on there, but don't get really excited about that. It's just because we've got little glitches trying to move on through here. So perhaps they will touch off a stray shower or two. Then we go into long Memorial Day weekend and the unofficial start of summer. It is definitely going to feel like summer. We're going to be back up into the upper 90s with Saturday, Sunday, as well as Monday. After that, though, as of right now, there is indication that there may be some hope next week for lower temperatures, closer to normal readings, and some rain. We'll talk about that coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Mr. Marquez. Good morning, sir. How was your weekend?
Yeah, it was great, Mike. Yeah, and I heard some great things from that concert. Heard that it was an enchanting evening for everyone that was there. So definitely some good reviews going on from that Stevie Nicks concert. Obviously, I'm a big Fleetwood Mac fan, so unfortunately I missed out on that one this weekend, but hearing good things. I-10 at Brazos right now. TransGuide traffic cameras, traffic looking pretty good there. I-10 Days of Olive, same situation there as well. Our biggest trouble spot that we're seeing right now is this ongoing construction north side of town as they continue to do all the work on the 1604 North expansion project. You may notice that over the past couple of weeks or so, they're starting to do more work on the western side of 281 right here. So we still have some work there, the flyover ramps, and then we have some construction work here, some paving work taking place here in the Boverde Redland Road area, mostly affecting our traffic headed towards 281 from 1604. We do have a stalled vehicle, let you know about Loop 410 westbound at Fredericksburg Road, right there in the near northwest side, but traffic is still moving through that area pretty smoothly. And of course, want to let you know about our ongoing construction that we're seeing here at the downtown at the Y area. The upper levels of I-10 from Poplar Street to Fulton Avenue, again, reduced down to one lane. This is a 24-hour, 7 days a week closure, or at least a lane reduction that we're seeing here on the upper levels. Lower levels are still good to go in that area. And everything else is looking pretty good across the city. We'll continue to keep an eye on this ongoing construction. Obviously, everything going on 35 northbound. We'll check out that here in just a little bit during our next traffic segment. Mark and Stephanie, back to you guys.
Thank you, RJ. A man is in critical condition this morning after he was stabbed on the northeast side. San Antonio police say the victim and suspect were walking on the access road near Cerna Middle School early this morning when a fight broke out between the two. The suspect stabbed the victim in the stomach. He was taken to the hospital in critical condition. The suspect was detained by police and charges are pending.
Bexar County Sheriff's Department is looking for a 32-year-old man who was last seen on Saturday. So a clear alert was issued this morning for Mari Chavez, who was last seen in the 10,100 block of Sundrop Pass near West Loop 1604. He was wearing a red shirt and khaki pants and driving a 2015 Chrysler with the license plate SCC 1750. If you have any information on where he could be, you are asked to call the Bexar County Sheriff's Office at number 210-335-6000.
Today marks 3 weeks since a state trooper shot and killed a man in Converse. DPS says the shooting happened after 37-year-old Luis Navarro led the trooper on a chase that ended in a crash.
This is a story that we have been following since the very beginning, and witness videos and Navarro's family have raised questions about the trooper's use of force. So we received a copy of DPS's policies and asked an expert to weigh in. Our Daniela Ibarra tells us he still has questions.
A moment of high tension shattered by a single gunshot. This witness video starts 3 seconds before an unnamed DPS trooper pulls the trigger, shooting 37-year-old Luis Navarro. DPS has a policy outlining when its officers should use force, whether that's verbal or physical. We got a copy of it through a public records request and shared it with criminal justice professor Kevin LaChapelle, a former police officer.
Why are policies like this important?
Well, policies are very important because that's what guides the department, and that's what the department uses to hold officers accountable to abiding by these policies. But the policy also has to give judgment on the part of the officer.
Judgment, according to policy, that should be reassessed throughout the incident and discontinued when circumstances change.
It's something that is not black and white.
DPS says before pulling his gun, the trooper tried shocking Navarro with a taser. It didn't work.
The taser is definitely a de-escalation tool, and that is going to heighten the sense of anybody.
Video shows Navarro holding his arms in front. We've asked DPS if Navarro had a gun on him, but they haven't answered. With a shirt in one hand, Navarro uses the other to point to the woman next to him. You can hear the trooper yell at Navarro to get on the ground.
It didn't look like the suspect was advancing towards him. He was upset. He had a T-shirt balled up in his hand. The only thing I can remotely wonder is if the officer, for some reason, thought that he had something wrapped in the T-shirt. But you can't make that assumption in their investigation.
It's important to talk about what happened before the shooting. DPS says the trooper tried pulling Navarro over near New Braunfels for a traffic violation. They say Navarro didn't stop and led them on a high-speed chase that ended when he crashed into another car. DPS also has a policy outlining when troopers can chase someone. There are several factors troopers have to weigh before beginning or continuing a pursuit. That includes the crime the suspect is being chased for and the driver's actions. The policy says there should be strong consideration to abandon the chase if they know who the suspect is, if they can catch them later, and if there's no threat to public safety other than the offense of evading. KSAT learned Navarro had a warrant out for his arrest. An indictment shows Navarro was accused of pointing a gun at a family member in 2019.
Knowing all that, do you believe that the policy was followed?
Yeah, I don't see any violations of policy at all. The issue still is that, yes, you have somebody that has known propensity for violence. You have somebody that fled the police, and you're wondering, what are they fleeing from? Could have been another crime that was committed that they were worried about.
Now I want to show you the trooper's body camera video. However, we do not have it. We have asked DPS for it, and they are asking the Attorney General to let them withhold it until their investigation wraps up.
We asked DPS several questions about this shooting again on Friday, but they declined to answer them. You can read the full policies for yourself right now on KSAT.com. Well, another big story this morning in our morning headlines. In the passing of Iran's president, hardline leader Ibrahim Raisi was killed in a helicopter crash along with his foreign minister and several others.
A drone sent in from Turkey located the crash, detecting a source of heat near the Azerbaijan border. That was more than 12 hours after the chopper vanished in bad weather. ABC's Andrew Dimbert has the latest.
This morning, Iran's president and several other leaders have been found dead at this helicopter crash site. President Ibrahim Raisi, Iran's foreign minister, and 7 others were aboard the aircraft. Drone video shows the site on a steep wooded hillside, little of the aircraft remaining beyond its blue and white tail. Raisi, seen here in the helicopter on Sunday, traveling to the Iranian border with Azerbaijan for an event. Heavy fog blanketed the area of northwest Iran, making it difficult for search and rescue teams to locate the aircraft. After a more than 12-hour search, drones provided by Turkey using thermal cameras pinpointed the crash site. Overnight Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer saying there was no evidence of foul play.
It looks like an accident. There was very bad foggy weather in northwest Iran where the copter crashed.
Elected in 2021, President Raisi was a hardliner and the second most powerful figure in Iran. He was seen as a top contender for replacing Ayatollah Khomeini, who vows after the crash there will be no disruption to state affairs. But just weeks after Iran and Israel launched unprecedented strikes on each other, experts are questioning how a transition of power in Iran could affect a region already in turmoil.
Nuclear issue is part of them. The regional peace and conditions are part of them. These are all going to be politically relevant issues in the years to come.
Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
5:10 on your Monday morning, 74 degrees.
Well, graduate season is here, and coming up next, we're going to hear about a graduate from Trinity University who is the first in his family to start a new legacy in education.
Outside with Live PM. All right, we've officially reached that time of year where the air conditioner does get a workout, a daytime workout. How hot will it be this week? Mike has an update on our afternoon temperatures as we go through the week. Just about 5:14. Welcome back. It's graduation season, and there are so many amazing students walking the stage this month.
Our KSAT 12 producer Haley Powers introduces us to Danny Nguyen, a great grad from Trinity who is setting a new legacy for his family.
I am the first in my family to go to college, graduate high school.
22-year-old Danny Nguyen has a lot to be proud of. His parents moved from Vietnam before he was born, and neither one of them finished school. So Danny paved a new path.
Being a first-generation college graduate, but then also high school graduate too, it's a really fun opportunity and also a gracious opportunity to be able to be kind of starting a new legacy for my family.
That legacy began with Danny graduating from Brackenridge High School in May of 2020, a time when COVID shut most things down. Danny's freshman year in college was nothing like he imagined.
The first year was very awkward. A lot of social distancing, pretty hard to have that community that we were promised.
One of the main reasons Danny decided to go to Trinity University was for their community. And as things began to open up, he found his passion, helping his fellow students. He was a part of Tiger TV and was class senator and president.
So that was a really fun opportunity to just learn more, be a representative of Trinity students, but then also getting to meet all people from all over, from alumni to faculty to parents to students, staff.
Danny graduated from Trinity earlier this month with a double major in business administration and communications. Now he'll be working as a marketing specialist here in San Antonio. Danny's advice to anyone struggling in school: believe in yourself.
Lead with grace, keep the faith, but then also one last thing that people don't typically say is have fun.
Haley Powers, KSAT 12 News.
Well, congrats to Danny.
Wish him the best.
Time now 5:15 and 74 degrees for now.
You can receive a higher trade-in credit for trading in your old iPhone, but only for a limited time. More information after the break in today's Tech Bites.
I'm certain it's level 5.
Are you for imprint certain?
I'm certain it's level 5.
Certainty matters, like the certainty of 4imprint, your home for high-quality promotional gear, including exclusive items and brands they love, printed perfectly and guaranteed to arrive on time. To wow your clients, nail your next event, or inspire your team, check out 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
Hey, it's your dry skin. Every day we lose ceramides I need to seal in moisture. CeraVe delivers 3 essential ceramides to help restore my barrier so I can lock in moisture, feel hydrated, and look healthy. CeraVe Facial Moisturizing Lotions.
Why leaf filter? It's well designed, efficient. I appreciate that.
Leaf filter's technology keeps debris out of your gutters for good. Guaranteed.
What more could you ask for?
Call 833-LEAF-FILTER today or visit leaffilter.com.
In today's Tech Bites, Apple is reportedly offering higher than usual trade-in credit for your old iPhones, but only if you're using it to buy the brand new iPhone 15. According to Bloomberg, the boost for trade-in value will start today and run for the next 2 weeks. Next, business messaging app Slack is using data from users' chats to train its machine learning models. The only way to opt out is to have the Slack administrator for your organization contact the company and ask it to stop. And finally, 2 college students appear to have found a security bug that solves a pricey problem. They've reportedly discovered a glitch that allows internet-connected washing machines to be used for free. According to TechCrunch, the bug in CSC ServiceWorks machines still exists, and the company has yet to comment. The company probably wants this to stop, but maybe their hands are tied? Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
Happy Monday, everybody.
Yes, happy Monday. I'm sure a lot of people did not have fun on the roadways on the north side.
No, definitely not. Yeah, the northwest side especially was very busy this past weekend, obviously. But we were talking about this before the show. They actually did a pretty good job of getting messaging out that they were opening up things, especially on 1604. And I know a lot of people were concerned about the main lanes there being blocked from Vance Jackson all the way to Stone Oak, but it looks like they got that work cleared out there pretty early on Saturday, and then yesterday afternoon cleared out everything on the interchange. So
it's now 3 lanes.
It's now 3 lanes,
in
both
each direction.
directions.
Okay.
Yes, from Vance Jackson to Stone Oak Parkway.
That will help.
1604.
Awesome.
That will help.
So there's some good news. You know what? Let's start some positivity
Let's
here.
do that.
On our Monday morning traffic commutes here. As we take a look at our TransGuide traffic cameras. Okay, so this is not positive or good news right here. 35 northbound at Topper Wine. This is some, again, overnight construction taking place here. The Northeast Expansion Project. This is different from the 1604 North Expansion Project. This is primarily focused along 35 and 410 for all of our drivers on the northeast side of town. And we have all main lanes blocked in this area, basically going all the way back to Judson Road, O'Connor Road. So just got off the phone with TransGuide right now, and they said that hopefully they can get this cleared out here within the next 30 minutes or so. It looks like we have the work convoy there, so hopefully they can get our traffic moving in this area right now. But again, all main lanes 35 northbound Topper Wine are closed down at the moment. As we take a look at our maps, traffic backed up past O'Connor Road all the way to North Weidner Road right there on the northeast side of town. The other ongoing construction issue that we're seeing at the moment right now is just some paving work. Basically, it's taking place from Bulverde all the way up to Redland Road for all of our drivers on 1604 westbound headed to 281. And I'll check on that one there. It looks like we have cleared out some of that work on the flyover ramps at 281 and 1604. Everything else across the city is looking pretty good. We cleared out that stalled vehicle that was on the near northwest side over there at Fredericksburg Road and Loop 410. And everything else is looking pretty good for the most part. So if you're about to step outside right now, might be a good time. But Mike, definitely going to have to crank up the AC in the cars.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it was hot this weekend. Definitely
95 yesterday and got up to, and all that humidity as well. And it's going to be hotter the next couple of days. We did have a lot of sunshine yesterday, but obviously that didn't help matters. And yeah, wow. I don't know if that's because of the pretty picture or just because somebody's just saying that to kind of sum up what the day was like yesterday. We do have a few clouds this morning hanging around here with all of the moisture. And as far as high temperatures, the normal high right now, average, is 88 degrees, normal low 68. And just to put it in perspective, by the end of the month, in the next, about week and a half or so, 90 and 70. So we'll gain 2 degrees on the average. We're well above that yesterday as well as today, and we're going to be even above the normal high and low temperature by the end of the month. So we're actually looking at readings that are more like in late July or early August. The humidity, dew point temperatures, same as what it was at this time yesterday, maybe down a little bit in portions of the hill country. Throughout the afternoon, we will see somewhat of the afternoon drop. It's kind of that 24-hour cycle that we go through. More humidity in the morning, tends to drop a little bit in the afternoon, but then comes right back up by Tuesday morning, by tomorrow morning, maybe a little bit of mist around here. And then staying, high enough to where you're going to feel it. There is that dry line out there to the northwest. That's not going to do anything for us, unfortunately. So here's what's going on throughout the next 12 hours. We'll have a few more clouds hanging around here this morning, and temperatures stay in the 70s. Then we make it up to 88 at noon. There's our normal high temperature, and we top off at 96 later on today. So bump it up a degree from yesterday, and then keep going. As far as the humidity, all the way through the weekend, it is going to be up there, especially the morning humidity staying on the high side. Now, there is a very small chance for a couple of showers once we get into the middle portion of the week. I wouldn't count on it. We've got these little disturbances that are trying to move on through here. We've got this somewhat southwesterly flow in the atmosphere, and sometimes you get these little glitches to slide on through here. So it'll be few and far between at best. Again, maybe 1 or 2 around the area. I'm only showing this because it does show up. It's a little glimmer of hope, but don't count on it. Don't get excited about any rain chances around here. 96 today, 97 tomorrow. Couple of extra clouds maybe to Wednesday, Thursday. 95, still well above normal. That small chance for an afternoon shower. And then we go into the weekend, and it's going to be blazing hot. Saturday, Sunday, as well as Monday. The unofficial start of summer will definitely feel like it. However, we get into the middle of next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Right now, there is at least putting temperatures back down to normal and a chance for rain.
Well, that'd be helpful.
That's still a week away, but yeah, I mean, at least there's something to kind of ease this heat wave we're in right now.
Yeah, because it feels like we're closing in on July 4th.
Yeah, exactly.
Too soon.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll keep our fingers crossed. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Mike. 525, 74 degrees.
Well, the Great American Baking Show is back for another season of intense competition. After the break, what Prue Leith had to say about the series.
Your lottery numbers: pick 3, 705, Fireball 5, Daily 4, 6924, Fireball 7.
Cash 5, 6, 10, 11, 31, 32. Lotto Texas 4, 13, 27, 30, 41, 47. And your Powerball numbers: 19, 36, 37, 42, 59, Powerball 19, Power Play 2. Good luck.
Just think it's gone too big.
American-sized portions, a little bit different.
The bakers are set and the heat is on inside the tent on the new season of the Great American Baking Show.
We want to see some real finesse, so we're making it as difficult as we can.
Prue Leith has this to say about this season's bakers.
This is a funny thing to say because I'm sure I've probably said it many times before, but I think this is the best lot we've ever seen. All you have to do to survive in Bake Off is not be the worst.
Right.
You can be the next worst. And Paul agrees with me. He thinks it's because post-COVID, bakers have they baked a lot during lockdown, and then they've got better and better, and that we're now getting far more people who really are good bakers.
Well, maybe not every baker.
It's quite dry.
Cake is not my thing.
You do know where you are, don't you? You're in the Great American Baking Show tent.
Ready for cake, cookies, or babka in Hollywood? I'm Rick Damagella.
Good morning, everybody. It's Monday, May 20th.
Hey, thanks for joining us. We hope you had a nice weekend, and we hope you stayed cool. I know the morning hours were okay, especially Saturday morning, but
yeah, but then we of course have more morning humidity to deal with. So I had to cut my grass yesterday and had to do it 10:30 in the morning because after a while it's just like it's just oppressively hot out there. So lots of sunscreen, lots of water all day long. Don't wait till you're thirsty, as all the experts say. All right, here's our view from Brook City Base, and well, the skyline, you can see the lights, but it's not a very clear picture, and that's because we got all that humidity out there, kind of giving it that sort of hazy look, if you will, fuzzy look, best way to put it. 74 right now. We are 6 degrees above normal for a low temperature. Dew point stands at 70. That means it is very high. A lot of humidity. It's definitely going to greet you when you step outside. Everybody's averaging 5, 6, 7 degrees above normal, low to mid 70s all around. Los Maples is the only reading coming in the 60s as of right now, and everybody's got a bunch of humidity. I kind of question that reading there of having a dew point of 56 in Castroville. If you do, congratulations. I don't think that is correct on this map, however. All right, mold is on the moderate side. Grass is low. Updated count, of course, is going to come out in a couple of hours. 88 today at noon. That's the normal average high temperature. 96 is what we're going for later on today. We were at 95 yesterday. Going to be even hotter tomorrow. And these are the normal high temperatures in mid-July, mid-August around here. So yeah, it's definitely going to be feeling like summer. It gets, like I said, hotter tomorrow. There's a slight, couple of degrees down by the end of the week. And as far as the weekend is concerned, it's going to feel a whole lot like summer for this Memorial Day weekend. Details in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority on, 35, the construction there?
Yes, Mike. Some good news there. Yeah, especially for our drivers on that side of town. So I'm not going to say that, that we caused this to happen, but hey, it is some good news that's taking place here. 35 northbound at Topper Wine Road. We see that traffic is now moving through the main lanes here on the northbound side of 35 and on the southbound side as well. So good news right now if you have to step outside and travel through the northeast side of town, the Live Oak, the Forum areas. It looks like they've cleared out some of that major construction that was blocking all those main lanes of 35 in that area. And some good news here too, because it looks like our traffic is now moving significantly better over here on the north side of town. This is Redland Road. We were seeing some backup to Bulverde Road a little bit while ago, and it looks like all of that has cleared out. Unfortunately, no cameras in this area, so that's something that I know that TransGuide TxDOT's working on, and we have cleared out construction there at 281 and 1604. The rest of the city, everything else is looking good right now. No accidents or other major delays to let you know about, but we'll continue to monitor things out on the roadways. Mark, Stephanie, back to you guys.
Thank you, RJ. A shooting on the northwest side near La Cantera Sunday evening ended with one person in the hospital. San Antonio police were responding to an unrelated call at an apartment complex on La Cantera Terrace last night when police discovered a stolen vehicle. That's when police say the suspect came out, got into that vehicle, and then allegedly drove in the direction of two officers, leading the officers to open fire on the suspect.
He jumped the curb and drove toward the officers, which prompted them to fire their weapons at him.
The suspect was taken to a hospital. Right now, we do not know his condition. This is an ongoing investigation, and we will update you when we get more info.
Is dining good dining etiquette, and do you have it?
I'd say not chewing with your mouth open, and yes, I have good etiquette for that. When I see the setup of little spoon, medium spoon, big spoon, I would have no idea what to do. No idea what to do.
And you're not alone.
Good.
My husband was in the military, so it was part of the drill and trying to learn how to etiquette. There's certain, placements and certain distances and chairs and sitting upright and bringing the food to you, not leaning forward, and all the things that we have to do. So I try my best.
We're trying to stand a little straighter this morning. Yes. When was the last time you thought about proper dining etiquette? In a very busy time when everyone's on their phones, even while dining.
That's right. Well, good manners seem like a lost art sometimes, and our Patty Santos attended an etiquette class. And Patty joins us this morning. I know you probably, learned some etiquette growing up, but what did you learn from this class?
I learned that, just the B, B and D, right? Bread on this side, right. Drinks on this side.
Yeah.
So there you go.
BMW. The bread,
BMW.
The meal,
I also learned the BMW.
Drink. Yes.
Good dining manners are more than just how to get food into your mouth. It's also about learning the art of conversation. And rule number 1, can you guess it? No cell phones at the dining table.
You don't take the napkin off at a formal event until the host takes his or her napkin.
Leland Stone.
You don't put the soup spoon in your mouth, you tip it.
Takes pride in making a good impression.
You work from the outside in. But this is a little bit complicated, and you would need to follow the host.
And teaching others how to do the same.
Moving on to a salad course. This is when we'll find out about how to take an olive pit out.
Stone teaches etiquette classes at Roosevelt Library Social Club. People as young as 5 years old and from all backgrounds come to him to learn how to stand out.
Anything that you already know that's proper to do?
Don't put your elbows on the table.
Alina Hagens, one of the members of the Bloom Club from Tomlinson Elementary School, are sitting in on this etiquette class.
We want to learn whenever, when we're with our families, we want to know how to eat, how to be respectful, and how to speak, and use our utensils.
The etiquette class is important because that goes with what we teach girls for the rest of their lives.
School counselor Julia Steyer says proper etiquette can make a major impact on building confidence and self-esteem for anyone. It's also also a good reason to dress up.
And so they did want to know what it feels like to go somewhere fancy or to feel special. And we gave them options to have an etiquette class, and they said, yeah, we do want to do that.
The class goes over how to handle a 4-course meal, including the proper use of a knife. Stone says once you practice it, it gets easy, and it really opens up the opportunity for conversation and the exchange of ideas.
I think it's essential to understanding your children, getting them to focus, put down their device, talk about the day.
And guys, here's another good reminder. If you have a 4-course meal, all the utensils are out, spread out this way, work your way in. And I also learned that you have to use a fork and a spoon to eat your dessert. You can learn more about these classes on KSAT.com.
Pretty interesting stuff. You really want to test yourself? Go to lunch or dinner with an etiquette expert. I have a friend who does this, and I'm always afraid I'm going to mess it up somehow.
I know, even just talking to them, I'm like, I'm saying something wrong already.
Yeah. She lets me slide, though, because I'm an elbow guy on the table, so she lets it slide.
So that's okay then?
It depends on how formal it is.
Yeah. Don't do that around the queen.
Don't do that on the queen or the king.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, Patty. Right now at 540, 74 degrees.
Well, up next, after the near extinction of buffalo by the 1900s, one nonprofit is working to bring them back to Texas. Sarah Costa tells us about the Texas Buffalo Project.
Outside with live cam this morning, 74 degrees with some morning low clouds out there. I actually saw a little bit of mist on my windshield in a few spots on my way in this morning. We're watching GMSA on a Monday. 543, bringing buffalo back to Texas. There's a group just outside of San Antonio that's trying to do just that. The near extinction of buffalo by the 1900s hurt the livelihoods of indigenous people and the environment.
Sarah Costa takes us to Welder, Texas to introduce you to the group trying to heal that pain by bringing buffalo back.
And once again, the buffalo are thriving here in Texas. We're in the southern coastal plains.
It will definitely make you do a double take seeing buffalo graze the land, driving through Welder, Texas off of I-10, a little over an hour east of San Antonio. There are over 20 buffalo on 77 acres of the Texas Tribal Buffalo Project. The nonprofit is run by all indigenous women, from the funding to logistics to taking care of the buffalo themselves. The founder and director of the Texas Buffalo Project, Lucille Contreras, says the return of these animals is tied to a healing necessary for her people's existence.
At one point, the buffalo were everything to Texas indigenous people. They were our source of spirituality, our source of nutrition and food.
For the Lipan Apache, Payaya, Korwankwa, and many more, until the buffalo were killed off by the millions in the 1800s.
They were killed for sport, they were killed for their hides, and they were killed as a way to exterminate the Native Americans.
In the early 1900s, the buffalo were almost extinct with less than 1,000 living. And Lucille says it wasn't just the animals who were fighting to survive.
We've had a hide in plain sight because of forced assimilation as a way to survive, just as the buffalo had to survive.
The mass destruction of the buffalo also led to another loss.
It was a devastation also to the environment and to the land and to the climate.
It's why nonprofits in the U.S. are working to restore the buffalo population, like the global nonprofit, the Nature Conservancy.
The Nature Conservancy manages 6,000 bison across 1,300 acres at 12 preserves.
Suzanne Scott, the director of the Nature Conservancy in Texas, said they realized it made sense for them to partner with groups like the Texas Buffalo Project.
2021, 5 buffalo were transferred from the Medano Zapata Ranch in Colorado.
Partnerships that heal Texas indigenous people and Texas native grasslands.
Grasslands have just been taken over by growing cities, agricultural lands.
We need our grasslands and our buffalo because together they help combat climate change by promoting biodiversity and keeping the carbon in the ground.
Carbon sequestration happens when carbon is kept in the ground rather than be released into the atmosphere.
One way carbon is kept into the ground is by creating healthy soil and healthy grasses and healthy forbs that retain.
Buffalo help do this in a number of ways. One, by keeping invasive species or brush like mesquite trees from taking over, and promoting the life of the prairies by spreading seed when it gets stuck to their fur.
The way that they walk on the ground, they aerate the soil, and they reawaken the seed bank.
How the buffalo graze also helps the grasslands.
Beef, cattle, they are not native to here. And so they eat the grass so much that they pull it all the way up and it doesn't replenish itself. Versus buffalo that move, they graze rotationally, naturally, and they only eat the tops of the grass. So the grass continues to grow.
But what about methane? Cattle are known for releasing tons of methane through manure, contributing to global warming. Lucille explains that buffalo manure better decomposes than cattle manure. Buffalo dung also attracts more native insects that turn it into a natural fertilizer for native grasslands, therefore releasing less methane.
Dung becomes an entire world microcosm in itself.
Lucille says this is just the beginning. Long term, they hope for thousands of acres where thousands of buffalo can roam free. But more importantly, for other ranchers to be able to replicate their methods for a more sustainable future in agriculture.
If we know who we are and where we come from, we're able to go forward with purpose, with health, and with unity, just as the buffalo.
Sarah Costa, KSAT 12 News.
Time right now is 5:51.
Yes, and it looks like there's bridge work going on right now at I-10. Let's go ahead and check back with RJ Marquez.
Yeah, guys, if it's not bridge joint work, it's beam work, it's one thing or the other. But this situation here downtown, the westbound lanes here of I-10 headed out of downtown. Of course, we have that bridge joint work that's taking place here. So quick explanation on this is that they decided to actually do this lane reduction here because they did not want to do that metal plate situation that we saw the last time. So remember last time they had the metal plate on the road, caused a little bit of an issue for our drivers. This time around, they just went ahead and reduced it down to one lane here. Again, this is going to be through the end of June. So yeah, just a little bit of an explanation on what's going on there. We do have a crash being reported by the San Antonio Fire Department, Benzingman Road at Northeast Loop 410, right there near the Bamsey area. So keep that one in mind. It looks like it's on the access road, so not really on the main highway, but something that we will continue to monitor. Stalled vehicle on Loop 410 at Rigsby Avenue for all of our drivers on the east side of town. Everything else across the city is looking pretty good. Again, no major accidents or other delays that we're seeing, especially on the north side and far west side of town. Mike, how are things looking outside this morning?
Well, nice day for a picnic. I mean, they need a little patio umbrella over this picnic table for this little guy because he's just sitting there eating right there in the sun. And, you know, if you're in the shade in the afternoon, it's obviously a little more tolerable. But, boy, you get in that direct sun and it is just brutal out there. Here's a look at the skyline. And, again, that hazy picture, kind of fuzzy looking, thanks to all the humidity out there. Here's what it looks like upstairs in the atmosphere. This is the water vapor imagery. And we had very, very dry air yesterday, this kind of brownish, darker shade of gray right here. And now we do have a little bit more in the way of some moisture trying to come in aloft in the atmosphere. So maybe one or two clouds hanging out there today. We do have some clouds this morning, but then we are going to see plenty of sunshine throughout the rest of the afternoon. Temperatures are going to warm up quickly all the way up to 88. That's the average, the normal high this time of year. And then we top off at 96 later on today. So we're going to top yesterday by a degree. Again, these are numbers that we would normally see in mid-July, mid-August. So it's, yeah, way out of whack as far as that goes. Here's what's going on. This high is starting to build on in here. And that's really going to be the dominant feature. However, as we go into the middle part of the week, notice how we have this little bit of a southwesterly flow around here. And that's why we have the small chances. And this will be pretty much Wednesday into Thursday would have the small chances for a stray shower or two. A lot of times with this southwesterly flow, you get a little glitch to slide along it. And that may touch off, like I said, one or two showers. Otherwise, the high is still kind of the dominant feature. This is going to be the situation in through the rest of the week. And once we get into the weekend, then the high is going to sort of build back in here. Again, maybe a stray shower even on Saturday. I really wouldn't count on it that much. Then as we go on into next week, Memorial Day is going to be extremely hot, but it does look like there's some early indications, again, this is a week away, that the high is going to start to weaken ever so slightly, and we'll get at least back down to normal temperatures by Tuesday, Wednesday of next week, with a couple of, or at least a better chance for some rain. Again, still a week away, so gonna have to just watch that and see how it develops. 96 today, 97 tomorrow. Still very hot by the end of the week, although we'll take a couple of degrees here and there. And then a stray shower or two is going to be possible latter half of the week. And going into the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, yep, it is going to be brutally hot. More after this. Stick around.
Just about 2 minutes till 6. Let's take a quick look at TransGuide as we go to break right now. RJ said other than a couple of stalled vehicles, things are looking fantastic as we approach the top of the hour.